What's going on, all my beautiful PD peeps? You know what time it is? It's Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, if I can get it out of my mouth. That's Texas time, people, okay? And I am here to do another Q&A with all of my beautiful PowerDirector peeps. So thank you all for stopping through and hanging out with your boy, spending time with me instead of doing your dirty dishes, Pollyanna. Okay? I saw the comment. The dishes need cleansing. All right? But hey, hanging out with your boy, ain't nothing too wrong with that. I know you can get at them dishes later, Pollyanna. All right? So let me break down how we do what we do. I hang out with you guys for 1 hour. Okay? As you guys know, the regulars who are in the building know that if I hang out for longer than an hour, I'm going to be on punishment. So I got to do my thing for 1 hour and then I'm out. Okay. So during that hour, I will answer your questions. This is a Q&A, right? So if you got any questions on PowerDirector, filmmaking, whatever the case may be, drop them in the comments. I will get at them. Now, of course, you will get my love and attention if you are able to hit me up with a super chat or a super sticker. Those things keep the channel going to help support me, support you. And shout out to all of my team PDU peeps. If you are a channel member like Pollyanna, okay, thank you so much for being a channel member and blessing me with, some type of support on a monthly basis. It means the world to me. All right. So let's start off by jumping in to the comments. All right. First comment we got is from my man Keith. He says, "Howdy, it's your boy Keith. Give me a hello." Hello, Keith. How you doing, man? Keith always tuning into all of my videos, watching them, learning, loving that PowerDirector life. It's all good, Keith. Thank you so much for being a supportive viewer of the channel. My girl Sue is in the house. Video Moments Productions, a.k.a. Sue, a.k.a. the newest moderator of the Facebook group PowerDirector Users. Thank you for accepting my invitation to moderate that wonderful resource, Sue. So anybody, I just don't let anybody moderate my stuff, okay? It's not a fickle thing for me. It's a big deal. Ask Peter J. Milner. He went through a whole application process. No, I'm just playing. Pete. I'm just messing with you, man. But if you have a lot of knowledge, if you're interacting on a regular basis, if you're engaged in the communities, in the groups, and things like that, and you are asking great questions, and not only asking great questions, but you're providing help and insight to others, I might just reach out and say, hey, would you like to be a moderator on this or that platform? And Sue is a highly engaged member of the Facebook users group called PowerDirector Users. And because of her, and also Steve Williams is in a lot of the chats too. I also hit him up with an invitation to moderate the users group as well. So they are now moderators of that group, to keep an eye on things when I'm not able to, kicking people out of the group when they act a fool and don't follow the rules, yada, yada, yada. So that's all of that to say thank you, Sue. It is well deserved. Thank you for moderating the PowerDirector Users group on Facebook. If you have not gone there, all right, you need to check it out. PowerDirector Users. Let me just go ahead and give you guys a quick sneak peek at that. Just in case you haven't seen the users group, it's something you need to be involved in, okay? It's not like some fly-by-night. For you guys to check it out. So here's the users group here. Sorry about that technical difficulty there. But this is the PowerDirector users group on Facebook. A lot of good things going on. Check it out if you have not. Wonderful resource to help you use PowerDirector. All right. My man David in the house. David said, I hit like. Okay, that's one like. See how many we can get, all right, by the end of the night. We should have like 1,000 likes before this shindig is over, all right? Right now we got 7 likes. I know we got more than 7 people in this room. So we should have as many likes as we got people in the building, at least, okay? At least. All right, so let's see what else we got. My head moderator in charge, Peter, says, good evening, Malik and all. Here we are again for another highbrow business meeting. This is not highbrow whatsoever. It might be low and brow, but it is not highbrow. All right, I appreciate you saying that, though, Pete. Much love to you, my friend. Pollyanna's World. I finally made a live one. Yes, you did, girl. Thank you once again. Appreciate you so much for being a member of the channel and part of Team PDU. And yeah, I saw the comment, dirty dishes, handle those later. All right. Right now, it's go time. PowerDirector, go time. Heather is in the building. Heather says, I'm here. Sorry if I'm late. Heather, you are on time. All right. You got much better timing than Steve, who I'm sure will be here later on. So thank you for joining us, Heather. Ed Chaos says, bad timing. The Stanley Cup playoffs. You know what? It is bad timing that the Stanley Cup playoffs are happening during my live stream. They need to change that immediately. They didn't check with me ahead of time to see, when my live streams were scheduled. So, Ed, we're just going to have to deal with it. They're just going to have to, miss a few extra viewers for the live stream. That's how it goes down. YouTube is taking over, baby. D-Vid says, hello. What's going on, D-Vids? Thank you for joining us. So happy to have you here today. Crow Adventure Network says, hey, Malik, back again. Hey, we back. We back in the building. Family Proud, Family Strong says, what is the fastest way to render a video? Well, my friend, it depends on many variables and factors, okay? So with PowerDirector, of course, you want to go ahead and make sure that if you have less effects, less transitions, less stuff like that, it's going to render faster, because if you have SVRT enabled, it's only going to render those pieces that are overlays and things like that. So if you don't have any overlays, you don't have any transitions, that's the fastest way, because there's nothing for it to really process. It's just straight up raw video, and that's the fastest way. Now, of course, you also have things like SVRT. So if we hit export on this timeline here, you'll see that I have enabled fast video rendering technology using the GPU on my NVIDIA graphics card. So that's one of the fastest ways. Just make sure that you have fast video rendering technology enabled and your graphics card, GPU, using that. Now, just keep in mind, SVRT is always grayed out when you choose fast video rendering technology, because SVRT is used when you use fast video rendering technology. So you can't check it. If I uncheck this and I choose a format, let's see here. As you can see, some formats don't let you use fast video rendering technology. Some of them, they're grayed out, like MPEG 2's grayed out for this video card. I can use H.264, H.265. Can't use Windows, it's grayed out. So that's another one of the variables, like what is the codec or file format that you're going to be exporting to. Because based on the file format, you have different options to export using different tools. So a lot of variables. As you can see, for me, I have H.264. I usually use that. Sometimes I use H.265, but not really too much. And I have fast video rendering technology turned on. Those are the quickest ways for me when I render my video on my machine. Also, less effects, less transitions, less overlays, stuff like that. It'll help speed up the process as well. All right. Heather said, I'm not a channel member, but I'd love to be if I had a job. Heather, take care of yourself first. Your job is to take care of Heather first and foremost. Then, if you have the capability to do other things and you have some residual income that you can use on other stuff, then you can join my channel. But first and foremost, take care of yourself, girl. All right. David says, I have one question, my friend. How do I, if possible, get extra effects, etc., without paying a fortune for them? Thank you for sharing all of your knowledge, man. So if you're trying to get plugins to add to PowerDirector, there's always going to be a cost associated with that. There are some things that are cheaper, but they may not be some of the effects that you're looking for. If you get the subscription, or you get like, let's just say this. If you get PowerDirector Ultimate, which is the standalone PowerDirector 21 Ultimate, it comes with a bunch of different effects that come with Boris effects. Also, if you get the subscription version of PowerDirector 365, it comes with those same effects, the Boris effects. So that's an additional cost. I don't know what's a fortune to you, right? It's not a fortune to me, but maybe it's a fortune to you. I don't know. Everybody's different, right? Their income's different. What they're willing to spend is different. A rich person might not want to spend $10 on something that I might spend $10 on, and I ain't rich. So it really depends on preference and how much you want to spend. I don't know what a fortune is to you, but it depends on if it's giving you value for what you're spending, right? To me, the Boris effects that come with PowerDirector, they have a lot of added value and they're useful to me, right? But if you're looking for a specific type of effect or whatever, it might depend. Like a lot of people use like free stuff like Blender, like to make 3D effects and stuff like that. So Blender is a very popular program that a lot of people out there use. It's free. You can give that a look to see if it suits some of your needs. It really depends on what type of effects you're trying to do. What I would say is don't just buy plugins and effects just to have plugins and effects. If you can't do something with PowerDirector that you want to do, and there is an effect or plugin that allows you to do that, it gives you the capability to do what you're trying to do. If it's worth it, if it's worth the value or the price, get it. It really depends on what you're trying to do. That's what I think. All right, let's see. Where am I at? Let's see. All right, Steve. Steve says, hi, Malik. Made it this time. Steve Williams. Okay. So Steve is in the building. I was talking about you and Sue a minute ago, how I invited you guys to be moderators of the PowerDirector users group on Facebook. So appreciate you jumping on and joining in to help people out there. Let's see. Crow Adventure Network says, audio waveform still having issues when I drop it on a timeline and not showing a waveform. I use the drop down to reset the waveform and no luck. I have used both MP3 and Wave. I think Crow Adventure Network, we've talked about this a few times. It's a bug that has been with PowerDirector forever. You can close the program, open it back up. You can try to regenerate the waveforms. You can shrink and grow your timeline, make your timeline smaller and larger, see if that works. There's all kind of workaround, but it's not something that is just happening to you. Okay, it's happening to everyone that uses it. It may happen to some more than others. It doesn't happen to me a lot. Like I probably hardly ever get that to happen to me. But once again, I'm going to say the same thing I always say. It's the same program on a bunch of different people's machines. So the only differentiating factor is the person's machine. So usually it's something on the machine that's making it do a little different than maybe for me. Like I'm not saying that nobody else has that problem. Okay, I've had the problem where the waveforms disappear. But for me, what I usually do, I just make my timeline, I shrink my timeline and make it larger. They come right back. But it doesn't happen to me a lot. It happens to me like maybe once a month, right? If it's happening to you all the time, that's when I'm saying, okay, now the differentiating factor is Malik's have a different machine than Core Adventure Network has. So maybe it's something on the machine. Now, what that might be, I don't know. Best course of action for you might be to contact Cyberlink, have them see if they can walk you through some solutions that they have, or you can go to the PowerDirector forum. So PowerDirector forum is a great place. A lot of guys on there who know what they're talking about. I showed it to you guys last week. And these guys usually will answer your questions, help you, walk you through a lot of stuff. You can even just search, like, you know, something about the audio waveform missing. If I just search that, you'll see there's some different ones on here. There's ones from different years. Let's do newest first. And if I do that, you see there's one here. It's kind of old, really, but the issue is on here. And if you go on here and look at it, you might see that here it was solved here, right? So it tells you to put in a support ticket with Cyberlink. So you can put in a support ticket. Cyberlink will help you. They have all types of discussion going on about the waveform right here. So, you know, there's a lot of different options for you out there. Take advantage of them. But like I said, it's a known issue. It's not something that you might be doing. It might be your machine, or it might be the files. I don't know. Peter said, welcome aboard the moderator group, Sue. It's a pleasure to have your clearly great talent on board. Shaky Leg says, I have noticed Sue is always willing to help. We are lucky to have her. Yes, 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 yes. Superman G says, what's up, what's up, what's up? What's up, Superman G? How's it going, bro? Thank you for stopping through, hanging out with your boy. Heather says, I'm wondering if it's possible to narrate a video such as a storytelling video. Yes, it is very much possible. Different ways you can do it. So there's reaction videos, like when people watch a video and they talk about what they're seeing. That's one form of doing it. I have a tutorial out there for reaction videos and how to do them. Let's see here. See if I can pull that up for you. So here's my tutorial on a reaction video where basically you show a video playing and then you show yourself talking about it or whatever. But then if you don't want to go that route, there's also the ability to do a voiceover. So here is my voiceover tutorial. So that's a feature built in the PowerDirector as well, where you can just go ahead and like place a video on a timeline, and then you can do a voiceover and talk about what's happening in the video. So if you wanted to have like a story of Little Red Riding Hood or something playing, then you can have the video playing and you talking about it over it to kind of tell a story. So yes, very much possible, Heather. TSG Adventures says, what's up? What's good with you? TSG Adventures, thank you for stopping through. Sue said, people want to know how to make a title mask in PD21. So a title mask, so it depends on like what you're referring to. So there's a few different ways. So there's a function in the title designer where you can do like a reveal of text. And it's not one of these. This is one where you do a title reveal. It's kind of like a mask that you place at the bottom of the screen, and then you like reveal the text like this. So the text just kind of comes up bottom here. Let me show you what it looks like. So it's using a mask at the bottom of the screen. You can bring up the title that way. There's also a tool built into the title designer. That's a mask. Let me see if this is it here. Yeah, this is it. So this is a tutorial where there's actually a mask tool in the title designer. And see, so that type of one. So then there's also where the text is like the mask. There is no need for formal introductions. You know the Let's see here. Let me see if I can show you this one. So here's one. So the text is actually a mask of the text. So it depends on what the people are asking for, Sue. But as you can see, I have several options for them to choose from. Heather said, is it easy to make a PowerDirector tutorial video? I'm curious about that. No, it's not easy to make any video on YouTube, in my opinion. I think if you want to do anything right, it takes work. So first thing it takes is planning. So I have like a whiteboard where I plan like the different types of videos that I want to make, plan them out, make a list of them, talk about what I want to do, what I want to be able to do. Then I have to go try some of the stuff I have to try to figure out how to do. Like, especially when somebody makes like a tutorial request, I have a tutorial request link in all of my videos. Let me see here. Let's see. Right here. So in all of my videos, I have this link. It's a tutorial request. And basically, if somebody comes and says, hey, Malik, can you make this type of tutorial? I ask them to put it there, and then I actually go ahead and it's too many words and it stinks. Let's see, let me just copy that instead. I want to add this to the chat, people. So excuse me while I get this added. And I want to thank Rick H for the super chat. Appreciate you, Rick. Thank you. I will keep up the good content, my friend. I appreciate the love. All right. So I just went ahead and put the tutorial request link in there. But back to the point. It's hard to make a lot of tutorials because you have to figure out how to make a lot of them. It's not just something that, oh, I just know how to do all of them. Some of them I have to figure out. And it's evidenced by sometimes people saying, well, you could have did this, you could have did that. Yeah, there's a bunch of different ways to skin a cat, right? It's not always just going to be my way. There's going to be other people that have different ways of doing it. But especially when somebody says, hey, can you make this tutorial on yada, yada, yada? I have to figure it out. So that's not easy. Planning, figuring out what to do and how to do it. Getting the resources. Do I even have a clip? I don't have, like, somebody wanted me to do like a video choir. I'm like, I don't have clips of a bunch of people singing. But now I got to go to different places and get clips of people singing so that I can make that video. So there's a lot that goes into it. It's not just a simple 1, 2, 3 thing. It's a lot of work. Shaky Leg says, with the latest update, it seems they removed the reset button next to the edit functions. I used to try combinations of color correcting and then just hit a reset. Is it gone or just moved maybe? Reset button. Not sure what you mean by a reset button. So if you're talking about like the undo buttons, they're still up there. So if I let's say if I remove this, I still have this button. I can undo what I did. It's still up here. I can redo something if I want to move it again. So that's still there. Said next to the edit function. Not really sure it's the undo, redo. They're just right here, moved over. So if that's what you're referring to, they're still there. MB is in the building. He said, hey, everyone. What's going on, MB? EC2Fix is also in the house. He says, was working on a vid today, took a break, and Windows prompted an update. I did so. Now my video gives me audio blast like a microphone feedback for being so close to the speaker. PD is wearing me out. Yeah, I would not blame PD on that. I think it had to do with the update. If it was acting fine before that, it's not PD's fault. Let's see. Mo's Game Table says, evening, everyone. There is actually a show tonight. Woohoo! Yeah, I actually am here, Mo. Okay? I didn't take the night off by mistake. I was here last weekend too, buddy. I think you came in at the end with your late self. You're always late. Steve said, Malik, I have a question. Is it possible to resize PD particles so that they don't always go full screen? Masking doesn't work. It as all this does is crop the particle. So are you talking about making them not move across the whole screen? If that's what you mean, I don't think so. I think that when you have the particle designer, you can create a path for them, but I don't think there's a way to stop the path from going fully across or stop the path from going through its full progression, for lack of a better term. I mean, you can change the size of them, things like that, but that's it. Okay, so let me do something real quick. Since my moderators have not done it yet, I'm gonna take care of this real quick. I got a guy I gotta get rid of. There, goodbye. All right. Let's see. Peter said, I'm just learning Blender. It is an up-and-coming VFX solution which is open source, free, and now becoming more and more recognized and is used in big movie productions. Yeah, a lot of people swear by Blender. If you want to do effects, check it out. See what kind of effects you can get done with it. It's actually a great option out there for anybody who, wants to do effects for free. Check it out. And Peter says he also has New Blue Effect Suite, which is integral into PD. Yes, it is. For the pieces of it that still work with PD. Heather, you're funny. True Crime News says, hey there, brother. I would like to interview you for my channel on PowerDirector and how watching your videos turned me into the professional editor that I have become over the last 5 years. Hey, I appreciate that, True Crime News. Just hit me up. My email address is on my YouTube channel. So if you want to get in contact with me, you can use that to contact me and we can start talking about how we can do the interview thing. Just let me know. I can let you know my schedule, yada, yada, yada. Just hit me up and let's talk. Mo also responded about the storytelling. He said use the voiceover recording room, or you can record in another app and then copy the audio into the video and edit from there. Exactly. Heather had to jump. She said she had to go. And I'm the bomb. Appreciate that, Heather. Mo says I've done that with a few videos. Using voiceovers for a presentation with photos works like a champ. And True Crime News says I typically use Audacity for my audio editing, but mainly because I'm not entirely familiar with PowerDirector. Well, I got a tutorial on PowerDirector out there on my channel if you want to try to get familiar with it. But to be truthful with you, man, all the things that Audacity has, PowerDirector has too. Okay. So take that with a grain of salt. I would even say that PowerDirector might be a tad bit more comprehensive than Audacity. And I want to just show Rick hooking me up with the super chat. Thank you, Rick, once again. Okay, let me handle this. All right, we're good there. Rick says, I used the ballin' example to do the opening of the first few episodes of Project Crunchyroller on the Wrench Mind channel. I'm glad you liked it, man. Peter said, it is very time-consuming pastime, particularly as Politics Malik is known for. So if he's referring to creating tutorials. David says, I'm building a new PC in 2 weeks. Any important things I should pay attention to make PowerDirector work fluidly? Yeah, RAM. Get a lot of RAM. 32 gigs or more is preferred. And I would say that for any editing software that you get. I think like PowerDirector recommends like 8 or 16. I say 32 if you want it to run fluidly. Also, get an SSD to edit on, and then a separate SSD for like to boot up system, maybe programs, things like that. But you want to have a separate SSD, a scratch SSD that you can edit on. That way, everything is coming off of a solid state drive, and it's faster, more reliable. Last but not least, get yourself a graphics card. It's got a few terabytes of GPU on it, graphic processing unit, so that when you render, it renders very fast. That's what I would say. Processor speed, I'd say get a i7 is the lowest you want to go. Maybe 200 something megahertz, I think it is. Can't remember off the top of my head. Gigahertz. But maybe even 300. So those are the things I would do. Kid Blood 1 says, hey now, long time subscriber. What's going on, Kid Blood 1? Thank you for being a sub, my friend. Appreciate that. All right, True Crime News says, great, brother. I will send an email today. Thank you, sir. Love the tutorials. Help me come a long way. You're welcome, sir. Steve says, Blender is very powerful, but it does require a real powerful GPU, and to me, it's real hard to learn. Life is too short. Yeah, learning curve on new stuff is cray-cray, man. Superman G said, Malik, have you and Jim Levin from Sharper Turtle ever given advice to each other? You both know your stuff when it comes to using PD. We haven't given advice to each other. We talk to each other. We've done a video together. We've talked about like different things that happen with PD, like their updates, upgrades, new features. Sometimes I've helped them like get a few things done with some of the contacts at PowerDirector, things like that. Simply because like his contact didn't work there anymore and stuff like that. So, you know, we talk to each other. But nah, I don't think we've given advice to one another. Evolutionary Tom says, sorry to say, just left PD today. It was crashing for 2 weeks and the support was almost non-existent. Went to a competitor, going to miss PDU. Well, hey, I appreciate you spending the time with PDU, you know, and myself, of course. But I definitely understand if something's not working for you, you got to switch, you got to make moves. So good luck to you with the new program, whatever it is that you're using. I hope it works flawlessly for you. David says, thank you for answering our questions. Once again, keep up the good job, my man. You're welcome, sir. All right, so looks like I'm caught up with the comments. So I wanted to talk a little bit about something that's been happening with me and my channel, like over the last few years, as a matter of fact. So I'm going to give you guys, I told you last week, I'm going to give you a kind of like a look behind the curtain at my channel. So you guys are my subscribers. I know I can trust you. So here we go. I got to show you these analytics, all right, because it's really been concerning to me over the past few years, and especially the past few months, on what's happening with my channel. So I went back here for this example to May 21st, 2020. This was probably one of the high points of my channel. And you can see here that I'm looking at May 18th, 2020 to yesterday. That's this data source here. Or not the data source, but the time span of this data. So this will show you like how many views I had per day. So on May 21st, 2020, I had 8,389 views on that day. And as I go through here, you'll see I have ebbs and flows. It goes up and down. So places here and there. This day, I had 10,608 views. But as we get closer and closer to today's date, you'll see that there's a steady trend in the downward And here yesterday we had 2936. So over time, I would expect that I would have more views, but steadily, my views have been decreasing over the last 3 years. I look at watch time, same story, right? You can see here, watch time steadily going down. Subscribers, same story. Subscribers steadily going down. Let's see, I was getting about 100 something subscribers a day. You know, once again, it's going up and down. Here on that one day when I had that spike, I had, let's see, what is this? 216 subscribers on this day. But as we keep going, we see that I went from having over 100 a day to days where I get 5, 8, 9, 0. Like, I have days when I have negative 12, right? This could be a day when they like did one of their sweeps on YouTube or whatever, but you can see 3 subscribers. So you see the trend, downward trend. Estimated revenue, pretty stable, around the same, regardless. Now, there's several different reasons for that. CPM, different ads, channel members, things like that. This is about $10,000 a year in revenue over the last 3 years. So I know it's probably more than some of you are doing, but it's not a really big amount. You couldn't live on it, that's for sure. Like, I couldn't quit my job and do YouTube full time. It may look like I can because I got 129,000 subscribers, but me and my wife can't live on $10,000 a year. Okay, just to let you know. So, looking at things like that, I've been taking steps for quite some time to try to reverse the trend that I'm seeing with no avail, right? So, a few things. People said do shorts. They're going to help get your views up. You're going to help get your subscribers up, yada, 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 yada. I do have some shorts that have some okay views, but nothing like these other shorts out there that have like millions of views and stuff like that. I got nothing, nowhere near that. I think I got one short that has like a few thousand views. That's probably my best one, and that's the Thor effect that I did. But if we look at things a little bit closer, some of the other things that I've done, like with videos, one thing that you talk about, like different ideas for videos, your top videos are going to be videos here that are down here in this section. And these are going to be videos that you're going to get like the most love. They're like green, which means that they're evergreen, not green, evergreen videos. They're like all the time people are looking for them, like how to save videos on PowerDirector. That's a big one. You see there's 81,000 views on that one. How to edit videos, 218,000 views. How to zoom, like zoom text, video intro, green screen. These are things that are evergreen because people are always looking for these topics. So what you try to do is repeat those evergreen things. Have you ever seen some of those channels out there that do like YouTube tips? And they're always doing videos about how to get your first 1,000 subscribers, how to get your first 10,000 subscribers, because that's the evergreen subject. Everybody wants to know how to get their first 4,000 watch hour, their first 4,000 watch hours, their first 1,000 subscribers. Why? We know why. Monetization, right? So you'll see like one channel, whoever's your favorite like YouTube advice channel, probably has 10 videos on how to get your first 1,000 subscribers. They just cover it from a different angle, change the thumbnail, change the title, like, and that's what I've done with like green screen videos. I've done a video on how to do green screens. I've done 5 green screen tips. I've done green screen for this, a green screen for that. So a lot of different videos with a different spin on green screen because people look up that and it's evergreen content. So I've been doing that with multiple things, saving videos, different ways to save videos, rendering videos, speed videos, all types of stuff that I've been doing on evergreen topics that are in my top videos that I know people search for or want to see, because as you can see here on the left, people find most of my videos through YouTube search, right? It's not external. It's not suggested. Like, I would think that for PowerDirector, my videos would be suggested like whenever someone searches something for PowerDirector. But although that may be the case, they're not getting a lot of traction. It's mostly search. Somebody looking for something they need to do, they find it, they do it, they move on, right? They may not subscribe, they may not follow me or anything like that, simply because they needed some information real quick, they got it, and they moved on. That's what most YouTube viewers do who are actually searching for something, right? So that's one of the things that I've done to try to reverse the trend that I'm seeing. Kind of like, make more videos around the top subjects for PowerDirector. Also, another thing that I've done is looking at videos growing your audience. So if more people are subscribing or viewing, coming back to look at videos, then that means that that's a video that they either liked or they still needed to get the information a few times. Like, I've gotten comments from people who say, like, I had to come back to this video again because I forgot how to do it. Well, when you have videos like that, you want to do the same type of thing. Like fade to black, this fade to black video. Like people, I have transition videos. I have fade videos. I have, can't remember the name of it right now off the top of my head. I have videos where you have black bars, but then they wanted to know about fading videos. So those are kind of integrated topics to one another. So you kind of go off of those types of videos that are growing your audience. How to remove unwanted things from your video. I have about 6 videos how to remove your background, using blend modes to remove things, masking, all types of ways to remove things, cropping your video. All of those are kind of like intertwined into removing things, removing unwanted things from your video. Fast video rendering, which we talked about earlier. So the right settings for fast video rendering. I got a whole slew of videos about rendering because people come back to find out things about rendering their videos, rotating the videos. So basically, you want to continue to make videos around these types of topics, ones that are growing your audience, and then ones that are your top videos out there. So I've been doing that. And as you can see, looking at this line here, this trend over the last 3 years, it's still going down. I have not seen any evidence that it's going to go in the other direction. So this channel has been around for a long time. And I'm starting to wonder if it's just like part of the way YouTube works, because there's a lot of people out there who've been on YouTube for a long time and their channels just slowly die. At some point, they don't get the subscribers, they don't get the views. They could change up, try to do things different, try to follow whatever advice, YouTube is giving, or YouTube experts out there are giving, and doesn't matter, your channel just dies. So I'm starting to wonder if my channel is going through the same type of progression from starting off, going up, hitting a peak, and then just going down. So with that being the case, I'm still creating content. I'm not stopping, not doing anything like that, but it's crossing my mind. Is the return on investment worth it anymore, right? The thing that keeps me going, what makes it worth it, is my community of people who I've been interacting with for years, right? The comments, the kudos, the good vibes I get from all of the people out here who are using this program and who appreciate what I do. The other side of the coin is I have a 9-to-5 job. I got a family. I got other things going on. Am I getting from YouTube what I'm putting into it? I don't know. I mean, it's a question that I have to struggle with, unfortunately, from time to time. And I'm not burnt out or anything like that, but sometimes I do struggle with, man, I got these 10 videos in this plan. I got to do this. I got to prepare. I got to create and think about how to do this. It takes time. Like I told you guys earlier, it takes time to get all of these things together and package it to make it acceptable, right? So there's a lot of time taken out of your day. And like I said, this isn't my 9-to-5 job. So if the trend was going to upward direction, I might be a bit more motivated than I probably am right now. But hopefully I can reverse the trend. I can get things pointed in the right direction, and I can start to get these views and these subscribers to getting back to where they were 3 years ago as compared to where they are today. So it's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So let's see what you guys had to say about my little sob story that I just told. All right. Let's see. So Rick said, Malik, when will AI take over and just tell it what I wanted and it edits my video for me? I don't know. Probably tomorrow. It seems like it's almost already there right now. It's crazy. Studio Tom says, sorry I missed you yesterday. Yesterday? Oh, well, yesterday it was like I was going to do a live stream, but I didn't because it was supposed to be today. All right. Mo said attention spans are getting shorter. What's the average watch time per video? I'm curious. I think it's like 3 minutes, man. Let's see. Yeah. 2 minutes and 53 seconds average watch time. So part of that, is the way the video is constructed, right? I show basically the effect at the beginning of the video, but then people get, interested in trying to do it. Most of my videos may be, I say average 5 to 6 minutes. Some are longer, some are a lot longer. So, there's those variables there, but yeah, 2 minutes and 53 seconds. Mo said that's why YouTube Shorts is so hot. Quick hit videos, easy to digest for viewers, easier to make for creators too, but lacking the content like you put out, Malik. Studio Tom said, Peter said, I'm not sure it's too much to worry about, Malik. We have to remember it wasn't long ago we were locked down and stuck in our houses. People wanted something to do. Yes. This is true. But that's one of the things that I take into account for saying, hey, there was a peak. This is 2020. So remember what was happening in 2020, right? And then over time it went down. So 2020, thinking about everybody's on lockdown, yada, yada, yada. But if I look at the lifetime of my channel, which you can't really get a good view of it, you see that the progression, even before that, way before that, the trend was going up. This right here, this is when my channel was terminated. I bet some of y'all didn't know about that. There's a video on that about this escapade on YouTube. You can check it out and see what happened to me if you're interested. And how I got my channel back after it was terminated, because basically it shouldn't have never been terminated, else they wouldn't have brought it back. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, to your point, Pete, look, the trend is going up, 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 up. I did have a dip here, and it started to go back up again, and then it shot up when we were on lockdown. So here's what I would say. I would expect, looking at this trend line, if I got back to normalcy, I would probably be up here on this date, maybe May 8th, 2021. I should have started trending back up again, because that was the trend line before all of this happened. It should have continued after that, right? Maybe not up here, but it should have at least started from here and slowly started ramping upwards. Instead, it's going down, and it's continuing to go down. It's not stopping at all. So I see your point about what happened during that time, but unfortunately, it didn't get back to its pre-lockdown trend. So it should have, though. Studio Tom said, hey, Malik, have you thought about changing your approach? All of us that use PowerDirector love you. Maybe try doing short videos that show how you edited it. It's a good idea. I mean, I'm open to doing different things. Not sure that you got to think about the audience and the search functionality for PowerDirector, right? So are people going to search like how I edited something? I don't know. It depends on what it is that I'm editing. And then it goes back to just being a tutorial. So I don't know. I mean, I have to think through it. Metro Boomin says more people outdoors now. Yeah, this is true. Let's see. CEO Tom said, I think with your knowledge and skills, you can make a career out of it for sure. For example, I have video that has over 100,000 views, but I'm not a serious content provider. Sue says she started doing 30-second shorts to make more views, and I've seen some of those shorts, and they're dope. I like them a lot. Sue, I know you're getting a lot of views out of those. Steve says, I think many users have switched to DaVinci Resolve as the version is very polished and has no watermarking. Hard to learn, though. Yeah, a lot of people switched over to it because it's professional. It's free. You could pay like $400 for the version where you can do 4K and 6K and raw video and stuff like that if you want to. So. All right. So, unfortunately, I got 3 minutes left. So, I'm not going to get to all of the questions tonight because I value my marriage. So, I got to get out of here. So, I want to thank all of you guys for hanging out with me tonight, listening to my little sob story about how my channel is drowning. And, you know, I'm going to keep working on it. I'm going to keep coming up with new ideas. Thank you guys for the idea that you gave me. And all of the different perspective on what's happening out there. You know, if anything's happening with your channel that is kind of similar, let me know. Definitely interested in thinking through new ideas. If you got any ideas for new content, new things like that, go to the PowerDirector users group on Facebook, PowerDirector users. Feel free to go ahead and hit me up on there. Or just post, you know, here's some ideas, some new ideas for PowerDirector University videos, yada, yada, yada. I'll be happy to take a look at them, take them into consideration, things like that. Also, once again, if you haven't done it already, please hit the like button, all right? It lets people know that my content is good and that they should watch it too. So if you haven't done so, please hit the like button under this video. If you can, and if it is something that you're able to do, please support the channel in any way that you can. Super chat, super stickers. Under each video, there's a thank you, super thanks. Any of those things will greatly help the channel to keep going and help me continue to make content that helps you. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful night. I'll see you next week.